Buenas tardes. Today we are going to be talking about the verb jugar, which is a stem changing verb. So this is going to be a little bit different from what we have done in the past. All right, so we're going to talk about jugar. So let's review conjugating an AR verb. So we know that when we're conjugating an AR verb, or any verbs really, our verbs are divided into two parts, the stem and the ending. And when we conjugate a regular verb, it's only the ending that changes. And I know that I have regular AR verbs, but since the verb that we're talking about is an AR verb, that's kind of why I geared the wording and hint this towards AR verbs. But this would be the same for any verb that we're doing. Okay, so these are our AR verb endings. So we have our o, as, a, almost, ice, on. These should look really familiar to you by now, and if they don't, you could be in trouble a little bit. So let's review how to conjugate those. Okay, so go through and conjugate the verbs correctly in each sentence and then be ready to translate them. And then hit pause and then hit play when you're done. Okay, so number one should be cantan. Ellos cantan todos los días. They sing every day. Number two, nosotros bailamos en el parque. We sing in the park, or we dance rather in the park, because bailar is to dance. Yo nado en la piscina. I swim at the pool. Tú tocas la guitarra bien. You play the guitar well. Ella pasa tiempo con sus amigos en el café. She spends time with her friends in the cafe. So this should look pretty familiar to you. Okay, write each sentence for me in Spanish. I never talk on the phone. She works at the restaurant. We draw at school. Y'all dance a lot and you skate at the park. Remember when you're saying at a place, like at school or at the park, you're going to use the word en. Okay? En el parque, en la escuela. Okay, so number one, I never talk on the phone. Nunca hablo por teléfono. She works at the restaurant. That would be another one that you would use en. Ella trabaja en el restaurante. Dibujamos en la escuela. Ustedes bailan mucho or bailáis mucho if you went with the Spain route. And then patinas en el parque. Do you skate at the park? Okay, so now we're going to talk about a stem changing verb. So just like the name implies, this means that we're going to have a change in the stem of our verb. Okay, it's going to conjugate exactly like a regular verb. So it's still going to have that o, as, a, almost, ice, on ending, but now there's going to be a spelling change in the stem of the verb, but not in every form. So we are going to have that spelling change in the yo form, the to form, the usted, el, ella form, and then the ustedes, ellos, ellas form. And these are sometimes called boot verbs or shoe verbs because of where the stem changes occur. There is not a stem change in the nosotros or the vosotros forms of these verbs. Okay, and this is the same process for every stem changing verb that we see. It's always going to be the spelling change in the parts that are inside the shoe. And you'll see what I mean here in just a second. So we're going to look at jugar. So jugar is a U to UE stem changing verb. And when you find it like in a dictionary or in the back of your book, it's going to have like this U-UE or U arrow UE. And that tells you that it's a stem changing verb. Okay, so these are the forms that are going to have that spelling change. So you can see it kind of looks like a terrible shoe, like a high top shoe. Okay. Not that high tops are terrible, but my drawings of a high top are terrible. Okay, so in the yo form, we're going to have this spelling change. So it's not going to be just J-U-G-O. It's going to be J-U-E-G-O, juego, as opposed to jugo, because jugo, as we know, is juice. To juegas, so we have our regular endings, our O and our as, but then we have this additional spelling change here. Usted, el, ella, juega. So normal ending, spelling change. And then here we're outside of our shoe, so we're not going to stem change here. So jugamos, regular, jugáis, regular, nothing wonky here. And then we're back inside the shoe, juegan. Okay, so juego, juegas, juega, jugamos, jugáis, juegan. And it's a little odd and it's a little awkward to get used to. But again, this is just the next step in learning how to speak another language. Okay, you have some sentences down below. Go ahead and fill in the blank with the correct form of jugar, and then we'll go through and double check our answers, okay? So hit pause and then hit play when you're done. Okay, number one. So it's yo. Yo falls inside that shoe, so I am going to stem change. Yo juego. I'll golf con mis amigos. I play golf with my friends. Number 2, Elena. So that would be in the ella form. That's going to be inside that shoe. Elena juega al tenis en el parque. She plays tennis at the park. Number 3, 2, inside that shoe. Juegas al fútbol. Do you play soccer? Number 4, nosotros, outside the shoe. No stem change. Nosotros jugamos al voleibol cada día. We play volleyball every day. Felipe, that would be L, inside the shoe. Gonna stem change. Felipe no juega al fútbol americano. Felipe doesn't play football. Number 6, ustedes, inside the shoe. Juegan al baseball. Y'all play baseball in the spring. Ellos, inside the shoe. Juegan. They play in the basketball game, en el partido de básquetbol el viernes. They play in the basketball game on Friday. Vosotros, outside the pool, or outside the shoe. Sorry, I saw the word piscina and I said pool. Vosotros jugáis el voleibol en la piscina. Y'all play volleyball in the pool. That sounds fun. Tú juegas bien al tenis. You play tennis well. So 2, inside the shoe, gonna stem change. Miguel y Javier, that would be ellos, inside the shoe. So we're gonna stem change, juegan. Miguel y Javier juegan al fútbol americano este fin de semana. They play football this weekend. Okay, write each sentence for me in Espanol. Remember, when we're talking about something happening in the afternoon, and I'm not giving you a specific time, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to use the word por for this in, not day. Okay, number 1, I play soccer in the afternoon. Juego al fútbol por la tarde. She plays in the basketball game. You're going to have to phrase it. She plays in the game of basketball. Ella juega en el partido de basketball. Number 3, we play volleyball at the beach. Not going to stem change here. Jugamos al voleibol en la playa. Okay. So now what I would like for you to do is activity 18 on page 208. Normally I would say do it on a whiteboard, but you guys are at home, so I'm just going to put it on the board or on the presentation. So you're going to write a sentence, a complete sentence in Spanish telling which sport each person plays. So using this model, we have Albert Pujols. He plays baseball. So Albert Pujols, I should change that. Albert Pujols juega al baseball. So you're going to use these people, these sports. This one is all about you, so I can't give you an answer for that. Hit pause and then hit play when you're done. All right, number 1. Sergio Garcia juega al golf. Número 2, Rebecca Lobo y Eduardo Najera, juegan al básquetbol. David Villa juega al fútbol. Hanley Ramírez y Jaime García juegan al béisbol. Mis amigos y yo jugamos al something. Or if you don't play sports, mis amigos y yo no jugamos a los deportes. We don't play any sports. My friends and I sure didn't in high school. Okay, be looking for some practice online to be posted pretty shortly. If you have any questions, let me know. I know that this is kind of tricky and it's kind of going to be a little bit difficult to adjust to our mindset because we've been just having that stem by itself, no changes, and then all we change is the ending. Now we're doing both. We have a stem change and we have to conjugate it like it would be a normal verb. So it does take a little bit to adjust our minds to remember both. If you have questions, let me know. Have a great day. Adios.